Okay, let's talk about a subject that's pretty polarizing in the podcast guesting space, and it's whether or not you should pay for your guest appearances. Now, personally, I see value on both sides of this argument, but I've seen some people say no, never pay for a guest appearance. I've seen others say yes, it makes sense to pay if it makes sense for your brand. And that's I I fall in the middle because I feel like there is value in both of those arguments. If a podcast is offering a paid opportunity and you feel it will truly benefit you and they're showcasing that value of what you're going to get before you actually sign the dotted line and make that investment, then yeah, absolutely move forward. It's just like anything else that you would do. If you find a book or a course or a coaching program, something that's going to bring more value to your life, if you see that value and know that it's going to impact your results, then absolutely move forward. But in the podcast space, so many podcasters do this for free that you're going to get an abundance of opportunities that you don't have to pay for. So if you do have a segment of your marketing budget set aside and you find a podcast that you would like to make a guest appearance on, then and pay for that guest appearance, then absolutely move forward. But let me tell you when this doesn't work. And unfortunately, I've encountered this with some podcasters. In fact, I just encountered this week, which is why I wanted to talk about it while it's fresh on my mind. I had reached out to be a guest on a podcast, and it did take a couple months to get back to me, and that's okay. That's not the point of the conversation. And they said they'd like to have me as a guest, and they gave me a list of what would happen, and it was all pretty standard issue. It was boilerplate information. You need to share this content, and this is what we'll be talking about, and so on and so forth. And I was on board with all of that. And then the last point said there will be an investment that you need to make. And I'm not going to name the amount or call out the show because that's not the point of this. It's more to bring attention to how this won't work. And when I saw the investment that I needed to make, my question was, what am I getting? What is the value of my investment? And it isn't even a question of the number that was in front of me. If I'm going to spend a nickel on anything, please tell me what I'm getting for that nickel, because I want to know if it makes sense to hand that money over. The response I got, unfortunately, did not provide any new value. There wasn't anything such as like an abundance of marketing assets that are over and above what a podcaster typically creates, or maybe an opportunity to have a sponsorship on their show or have a live read that promotes what I'm doing as a coaching program or consulting program or the course that I'm developing. Having an opportunity to speak about that for a few minutes and make a connection with the audience, that's valuable. And if something is going to be behind a paywall, you absolutely have to know the value that you're getting from it. So when I asked if that if that strategy was working, unfortunately they blocked the conversation and ended it there, and that was okay. I really had no intention of moving forward after that because the response that I got included a list of items of what I would get for my investment, but it was more of just an extension of those common guesting features and benefits that you get when you make a guest appearance for no investment. So it will work if you feel that you're going to reach a big enough audience that is your target audience. And that's where you have to be very careful with that. And that's why it's okay to ask questions. If you are looking to make guest appearances and they're asking you for an investment, it's okay to ask what's going to happen. What is my investment going to bring me? And having a clear understanding of what you're investing in, it's just like anything else. If you're making an investment in Bitcoin or crypto or some kind of NFT or anything that you want to spend your hard-earned money on, if it's going to give you a positive return, then move forward. If it makes you happy, make it happen. But you can't expect, and I'm speaking more to the podcasters on this, you can't put a paywall behind making a guest appearance and then not provide any value. You can't say that you're just going to do the standard issue items and ask somebody to pay to be a part of that, because there's so many opportunities out there that don't require an investment. But on the guesting side, I know there are services out there to where you can connect with a very important person or a celebrity and you can bring them on your show and you can pay to have them on your show. But if you're reaching out to a show and they're asking for an appearance fee in return, make sure you have a clear understanding of how it's going to benefit you. And then you can make a determination on whether it makes sense to make that investment. In my opinion, there is no wrong answer here. If you want to pay to make a guest appearance on a show that absolutely makes sense for you and your initiatives, make that investment and bring your A game so you have the best possible content out there serving you because you invested in this. You want it to give you a great return. On the flip side of that, there are so many great podcasts out there that don't require any type of monetary investment whatsoever. Take advantage of those as well. Clearly, in your guesting strategy, I think more is going to lean towards those free opportunities. But if a paid opportunity does present itself and it brings value to your world, go with it and make the most of it. So that's going to do it for today. If you got something impactful from this message, I've got news for you. I'm just getting warmed up. So be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you're the first to know when new content goes live. And if you like this video, check out this one where I'm talking about the art of conversation and the impact it has on the podcast medium. I'm Jason Sircone, and your podcasting efforts just got simplified.